There we go. Hey, we are live, and I have the honor today of interviewing Boris Bernatsky, and he is going to be with us on our New Moon Planting New Seeds event on May 24th. He will be presenting at 11:30 a.m., and he is going to be sharing with us his amazing wisdom of planting with Chinese herbs. And so I'm going to open it up to you, Boris. I'd like if you would just share a little bit more about yourself and your passion for herbs, and then what it is that you'll be presenting on May 24th.
Sounds great. So my name is Boris. I'm a Chinese medicine practitioner. A lot of what I do is plant-based medicine. And I have a 4-year degree in Chinese herbal medicine and acupuncture from Pacific College. I've been practicing for about 4 or 5 years now. I keep losing track. Mm-hmm. And actually, I initially got interested in herbs when I was about 4 years old. I used to go upstate for the summers, and my babysitter, technically she was my friend's grandma, but anyway, my babysitter introduced me to picking wild mushrooms because this is a tradition that she had growing up. And that led to me being interested in all sorts of plants. Another one of my babysitters, a separate one, helped me start my first little garden where we grew scallions and garlic and things like that. And on my balcony when I was growing up with my mom, I even grew like tomatoes and things like this on our balcony. Anyway, so since I'm a little kid, I've been really interested in herbs. And when I started studying Chinese medicine, I was super excited to learn about herbs. And I've been trying to incorporate Chinese herbal medicine theory into everyday life because it's something that actually translates directly into cooking. A lot of like old Chinese grandmas, they cook using Chinese herbs. They would take care of their family by, seeing what's going on with their kids that day, seeing what season it is. Maybe, it's the daughter's period and the son has a cold. And so she would make a soup based on how her family's feeling. And she would be sort of the first line of defense before you would even think about going to a doctor. It's just, today this is going on. We got to add a little ginger, maybe add a little mint. Someone who has a headache, have some tea. Mm-hmm. And I think this is probably universal across all traditional cultures. Nowadays, we kind of tend to lose that. But even so, you go to the grocery store and they have all of these like ginger tea and mint tea and traditional medicinals, which is a brand, and yogi teas. And it's kind of never left, but now it's coming back even more. So young people are becoming interested in it versus it being like an automatic passed down thing. It's something people are actively going out to look for.
Mm-hmm. That's very exciting. I know that even just hearing you speak a couple of weeks ago has inspired me to be more proactive in my own yard and my planting. I've had mint for a long time in my yard and didn't really have anything to do with it. I would share it with others. I would dig up the plants and share it. It actually grows among my raspberry plants, and it keeps some of the critters that would attract to the raspberries away with the properties of the mint. And I learned that over time. But I now am using the mint in teas, and I am drying the mint, and so I am again inspired by what you shared the last time and being a little bit more proactive, and I love that.
That's great. Yeah. Raspberry and mint actually taste great together, by the way.
Exactly, and I'm finding that out too. Isn't that lovely how we can put things together too, which is what I'm looking forward to hearing when you share with us a little bit about cooking with these herbs and really incorporating them into our diet.
So I've been, since we've been quarantined for the past 2 months, I guess, mm-hmm. I've been cooking like 3 or 4 times a day, and so I've been experimenting a lot more. Mm-hmm. And one of the ingredients that I've been looking forward to work with is tangerine peels. Mm. And it seems kind of, random, but we just bought, I don't know how many, maybe 15 pounds of tangerines, and I just started saving the peels because in Chinese medicine, it's one of the herbs we use. Yeah. Usually we dry it for many, many years. But I've been finding that, you throw it in and it adds a nice little citrus flavor. And the fresh ones are kind of sweet. Mm. The ones that are aged, we use Chinese medicine, have a little bit more bitter flavor. Mm-hmm. And that's not necessarily tasty in everyday cooking, but I've been finding that the freshly dried tangerine peels give a nice zest to lots of your food. So that's one of the ingredients that I'm going to be presenting, and giving some alternatives if you don't happen to have tangerine peels. It's kind of specific, but it's wide enough spread that I think many people will be able to use it. The other thing is we have a little garden going right now. I'm just gonna move the camera so you can see. We have like mint, basil, some tomato plants growing. We have radishes. I don't know if you can see those.
Yes, I can see a little
on the balcony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so exciting.
So we initially bought this marjoram, for example, and I had no idea what it was, and it was just the only plant in the store that looked decent and smelled nice. I'm playing around using that one. So I'm excited to kind of share the things I've learned over the past 2 months.
Oh, wow.
And it's not going to be super technical. The first lecture I gave, I thought it was quite interesting and useful for people, but I wanted to perhaps just be a little bit more easy to approach this time.
Sure. And practical uses, I think, is always what people are looking for. Like you said, you have a plant, you're not even really sure what to do with it. And myself included, I had to go and look up, okay, what can I use to cook? And, I've found a few recipes that I'm really excited to try. Now I want more to grow, where before I was giving it away. So yeah, I'm super excited to hear what you have to offer us. And again, Boris will be joining us as a presenter on our New Moon Planting New Seeds event on May 24th at 11:30 a.m. And he's going to have an entire hour to share with us all of his pearls of wisdom of cooking with Chinese herbs. I am super, super excited. Thank you, Boris, for joining us.
My pleasure. I look forward to it.
Thank you.